Janice, give me some of that dating foolishness.
Yes, sir.
But women have to do what?
They also have to rework the narrative. They also have to rework the 3 Ps, because there's other ways for a man to be a provider and be a protector. It doesn't necessarily need to be from the money he brings in or the house that he has.
Female dating therapists tell strong and independent women that men have more value than money and status. Welcome to Manage for Highlights Daily. I'm surprised that the dating therapist on this show actually gave men a fair shake. Not 100% because she knows who her audience is. We're gonna point that out, of course. But this is interesting because she makes good points and had the audience quiet for a moment because they were clapping every time these women were spitting that effeminist rhetoric. But now it was like, do we clap or not? Let's talk about it.
This is just in a woman's head. It's not. It's real.
No, it's real. Yeah, I see it in my practice all the time. There's definitely an imbalance between, successful women and men, but I don't think it's for the reason we think.
What is it then?
Well,
okay, first of all, what do we think it is?
Well, I think it's important to first define what modern manhood means. So,
and we've done whole shows on it.
Yeah, so anthropologists use the 3 Ps. They say that men find their manhood from being able to protect, provide, and procreate. So if a man is sitting across from a woman who's already provided for, already protected, and maybe she has kids, doesn't want kids, or at least has the means to do it by herself, that man using that narrative is gonna sit there and think, how do I fit into her life? How do I provide? What's my purpose here? So,
love?
Well.
There it is. Your answer why relationships don't last today. Love. Modern relationships are a romantic endeavor. It's not a matter of survival anymore. I like to talk about the pyramid of Maslow to point this out. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It all starts with the psychological needs. Breathing, food, water, sex, sleep. In modern times, women don't have to be in a relationship to get these things. You hungry? Uber Eats, DoorDash. You wanna Tinder. Psychological needs are fulfilled. Next, safety, security of body, of employment, of resources, etc. This whole freaking system is built to protect women, to secure women's safety. Her words can land you in jail without evidence. She only has to call the police and you are screwed because you are guilty until proven innocent in this system. And women don't get the same punishment as men do. Women get away with false accusations, paternity fraud, security of resources. Single women own more homes than men. But how did these women acquire these houses? Divorce court. Women enroll into college more than men do. Who's paying for it? And there are many other things that secure women's safety needs. Next, belonging. Aha! Now we're getting to what modern relationships are about. Friendship, family, and sexual intimacy. Not sexual coping mechanism. Intimacy refers to a close and deep emotional connection or bond between two individuals, not just Intimacy can be physical, such as holding hands or hugging, but it can also be emotional, such as sharing personal thoughts and feelings with someone. Intimacy can develop over time as two individuals get to know each other better and build trust and understanding. This is a skill, fellas. The reason why men go overseas is because these foreign women still value friendship, family, and sexual intimacy. It's part of their culture, and because of that, they still have that skill set and mindset to cater to a man and make him feel that he belongs. It's a world of difference. Western society is individualistic. These women bought a house not to start a family. They make all of this money not to take care of a man. They'd rather die alone than cook a man dinner. That's why belonging is skipped and women go straight to esteem in this pyramid. Self-esteem, confidence, achievement, respect for self and others. This is it, fellas. This whole circus is for women to feel good about themselves, and Western society, Western culture has labeled the things that make relationships successful as toxic, undervalued, disrespectful. That's why it's a turn off that women can't seem to figure out what they're doing is not desirable to men. He must be intimidated. He must be weak. We have no problems with women striving to be self-sufficient. You go, girl, keep doing what you're doing. We have a problem with women throwing men under the bus for not being eligible bachelors, even though this is the market they have created themselves. We have problems with women throwing men under the bus for not finding modern women attractive, desirable, even though it is very clear modern women have become liabilities to men. The data and statistics say a lot. These women will leave you in a jiffy because, as you can see in this pyramid, her psychological needs will be there. Her safety needs will be there. Only when something catastrophic happens will these women change their attitude.
It doesn't start with a P, though, I guess.
Yeah. So I think that we need to go a little deeper.
Okay.
And because, we're not getting married anymore for the reasons we used to get married. Like,
Right.
I don't need someone's cow. They don't need my dowry. Like we're getting married to have a spiritual experience.
Yeah.
So we have to kind of abandon this old narrative and look at where we're not able to connect with ourselves on a deeper level, because that's why we're getting into romantic relationships.
So the three P's are at our core as humans, right? I guess for males.
It's cultural.
Cultural.
It's cultural,
Okay.
yeah.
So what then, how do you counter that instinct, I guess would be?
Yeah. Well, I think it's happening. I think it's slowly happening now. Men are going to therapy more. They're working on themselves more. And so are women. Like, women also have to abandon this narrative. Yeah.
Hold up. What the hell does she mean with men are going to therapy more and working on themselves more? This society is teaching men how to be simps and buffoons to women. It's not just women clapping in the audience. These women on this panel are not talking about average Joes. It's a different level that these men are operating on. Let me show you something.
Women think it's gonna be about a man who pays all your bills, takes care of you financially. You don't have to work. You just get to travel, pose on fancy beaches, just live a luxurious lifestyle, and lavishing you, and all you have to do is be pretty and present. Wrong. Ladies, you are moving into his kingdom, his house/castle. That's his money. It's his rules. He's the breadwinner. Guess what? He's in control. Most times, your job is to figure out how you can be an asset to him, how you fit into his world, not the other way around. This type of relationship can come with losing yourself in the relationship. Stop idealizing being with a rich man. Yes, they are successful and they should be commended. These relationships are not easy and most times not ideal. This ain't no Disney movie.
You heard what she said. It's about being an asset. These men already have everything you got. We're not interested in parasites. Personally, I never had problems getting with women, but I wanted family. Look at these women on this panel. Do they look like mothers to you? I'm not talking about these baby mamas that got pregnant by Chad and Tyrone that think they can do it all by themselves, neglecting their children in the process, letting daycare raise their children. These women bought a house, but it's not a home because they are not homemakers. They are clout chasers.
Saying, but women have to do what?
They also have to rework the narrative. They also have to rework the 3 Ps, because there's other ways for a man to be a provider and be a protector. It doesn't necessarily need to be from the money he brings in or the house that he has. There's other ways to provide for your partner and emotionally, spiritually.
So you're saying as women, we have to, because I would think the onus would be on the man to understand there are other ways to protect.
It's culturally, because I also think that women are dating with that narrative, right? It affects all of us. Because if we're dating thinking that a man has to have the 3 Ps, and then men are thinking that way, right? Like, it affects all of us. So we all have to kind of rework that and welcome something new.
They didn't see that one coming. You see how weird it is when women hear they have to take responsibility and that a man's value is not just about money and status. I wonder what their reaction would be if a man, would say something like this. But something new is not going to work in women's favor. Check this out.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, once you start on this path, you can't really go back. That's the thing, because then you'll resent the man you're with, you'll resent yourself. And here's the thing, there are men out there who are doing the work and who will admire all of your accomplishments.
Yeah, yeah. That's exactly what Samira said. There are.
Yeah.
So in this modern world, because the ladies were talking about where you find them these days, I'm old enough to remember when it was the club. I'm team go on an app. I have friends who are single. I'm like, if I weren't married, I would be on a dating app. I am team the right one. What do you say? What do you suggest?
I'm all about dating apps. I'm all about going out and putting yourself out there. Like the other thing is, you go up to a man, ask him out, give him your number. They're scared of us.
This is pure gold. You see that something new means that women will have to start approaching men, get rejected by men, and pay for dates. Men are not scared. Men are not intimidated. Stop the cap. If men are rejected time and time again, after the gazillionth time, they realize the juice ain't worth the squeeze. Men are not as stupid as the mainstream media is trying to portray them. Men look for solutions. Why do you think this space keeps growing? Women are not gonna change their ways because they don't handle rejection very well. That's why they will keep using shaming language, shaming tactics, trying to shame us back to the plantation. And of course, watch out for chameleons. Once again, this is not about your average Joes. Women only see the top.
No, like, don't be nervous. Yeah.
I've seen that too. I tell everybody, I said the biggest thing you can do is stop pretending you don't want to be in a relationship.
Yes.
Don't fall for that, because a lot of times people tell you, I'm good by myself. You are good by yourself, but if you want somebody, you better go tell everybody you know. Tell me your single cousin, your friend. Is he nice? Put yourself out there, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Manosphere, we working. Protect yourself at all times. This video has officially been highlighted.